We're back with round one. Welcome to the waiting screen. Ha! Got it. Man, we don't have a single majoring bully in our deck. That's a serious flaw. Alright, now we're just waiting on our opponent. Yeah, I'll keep this. I can deal with whatever he plays early. Gnarl Root Trapper. What? Okay. This lag is making it seriously hard to check Facebook while I'm recording. Fiery Conclusion. Well. Sure. Is my opponent playing elves? Splashing Caves of Koilos? They might have a Dwinnen's lead. I would not be surprised. Well. Hey, sweet. Cantrip. Hopefully I draw, like, a bonded construct or something I can hurl at that leaf fielder. I mean, actually, I'm just glad that I have something I can play next turn. Because since my opponent is mana screwed, it appears what we want to be doing is putting as much pressure on them as possible. Which we can't do when we don't have any, like, game before turn 3. My opponent is playing elves with a Caves of Koilos. I'm guessing the Elvish Visionary is the reason that they kept his hand. That's not how that works. I'll take one, though. Playing Timberback Wolf. TPZ. Won't block the Elvish Visionary, but will block the Gnarl Trapper. Or the Leaf Gilder. Considering we have this Llanowar Empath. We'll hopefully draw us cards. And even if it doesn't, like, if we scry both cards to the bottom and then reveal a non-creature spell, it'll still have done work because we will have not drawn lands. Deadbird Shaman. Okay. You've got it. Yeah, I don't need any more lands. I think I want both on top. I'll just reveal the second Llanowar Empath. Not going to attack. I'll block the Deadbird Shaman with a Llanowar Empath if they attack with it. That's perfectly fine. Next turn, I'm going to be playing a Crone Sergeant with Fiery Conclusion mana up. Were the Caves of Koilos reformatted again? I could have sworn they said pay in the last one. Nope. Interesting. So if I stifled this ability, they would not take the extra 1 damage. For all you rules junkies out there. I could have sworn they changed it around. If anybody has an M15 Caves of Koilos handy, let me know in the comments. Because I'm pretty sure that they had like changed mana confluence to match it or something. I'll block. We also have Titanic Growth that we can hold up. It's target attacking elf. You control. What? Llanowar Empath can't get Death Touch? Highway Robbery. And playing a Crone Sergeant, mostly because it allows us to curve out and play Llanowar Empath and another spell next turn as well. So we can have a Crone Sergeant and a spell this turn, and Llanowar Empath and a spell next turn. Getting in there for some damages. Although, I think that's the first time I've actually, like, dealt combat damage to my opponent. The rest is all done to themselves. So, opponent has 4 mana for elves. Sylvan Messenger. Dwinin. Okay. That is acceptable. I'll block. I might even crack Alchemist Vial. And keep Dwinin from blocking. Although, that would mean... Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, I just kill it. Okay. My opponent has... I think what I want to do is actually just throw the Fiery Conclusion to throw the Llanowar Empath, and I probably should have done this when they were tapped out. But at the beginning combat step, throw my tapped Llanowar Empath at their Dwinin with Fiery Conclusion. Yeah, I really should. Okay. One of the rules in this format is if they are tapped out and you have a burn spell, use it then. Target to win in, pay this, sacrifice that. Because my opponent very well might have like a Might of the Masses, which would suck because they gain a bunch of life then too, on top of dealing me a bunch of damage. 7. Oh, hey, cool. Okay, deal. No blocks. My opponent can cast spells. The problem is, like, for most of them, they take pain. Which is pretty funny, you have to admit. Okay. So... Wolf. This can't block. Titanic Growth, whichever one you don't block. Yeah. Alright, so a little bit of an unfortunate draw for my opponent, but at the same time, could have mauled that. I think we just run it back. Yeah, I'll keep this. Okay. Did not need another land, but I'll take it. Evolutionary Leap can allow me to chain creatures if I need to. My opponent is splashing white, it appears. Throwing knife. Yuck. Oh my goodness. So if my opponent plays a creature here, I think what I'm going to do is not play Acolyte of the Inferno until I can also sacrifice it to Evolutionary Leap. Valor and Wardens. Yeah. Alright. Not much I can do to stop the Valor and Wardens, so I'm not gonna bother. Yep. Five. Yuck. Okay, well they didn't draw anything to play off the Wardens, so that's pretty good. Kind of awkwardly, if they target Acolyte with the throwing knife, they can choose not to sacrifice it if I sacrifice the Acolyte to the Evolutionary Leap. I feel like I didn't think this one through. But I have to sacrifice it before before they make the decision, because once they make the decision, it's too late to respond. can't block. Drawing spider would be sweet. I'd be okay with drawing spider. Ha! Got there. Yeah, we know. Throwing knife is awesome. My cards suck. Who's got a big giant spider though? This girl. Nantuko. I will block the heck out of Nantuko with this giant. My opponent seems to be flooding a teensy bit, but I get the feeling not as much as us. We're better at flooding than them. You hear that, opponent? For those of you who are unable to see through my microphone, I was shaking my fist. My opponent is taking a long time, too. I don't like it. Sure. I'll discard one of these lands. Yeah, sure. Okay. Can't really do anything about that. Can double block this turn, though. Or more likely, single block the Valor Wardens and the Nantuko Husk, because my opponent, in order to threaten lethal, has to attack with both. Otherwise, I will just double block. Subterranean Scout isn't great here, but with Evolutionary Leap, it's another creature. Also, unless my opponent has Mighty Leap, they don't have a way to deal, like, lots of damage out of nowhere. If they have Rogue's Passage, too. Like, Rogue's Passage and Mighty Leap, but Sky Snare Spider has Vigilant, or Reach, so. Vastwood Gorgère. Still double blocking. I'll trade Skyraker Giant for Dead Bridge. Something or another. Yeah, discard this land. Alrighty. This thing. Give itself unblockable. This thing. Can't kill both of them. opponent has like actual removal though, which is worrisome. I haven't seen what they're splashing white for. If I had to guess, I would say Sentinel of the Eternal Watch. Although, this is not nearly the Elves deck that it was last game, that's for sure. Which is probably good for my opponent because Elves is kind of terrible. Yeva's Force Mage, okay. So 7. A bunch. If my opponent kills the... Oh no, they can still. Well... Oh good! Bonded Construct, just what the doctor ordered. Yeah, well, I'm dead anyway, so that's good. Rough. Set out Smash for an Alchemist Vial. That seems right. Yes. I'll keep it. Play on turn 2. Plays for days afterwards, assuming I draw lands. Put the Fear of the Fiery Impulse in my opponent. Although, yeah. I wish I'd seen a Fiery Impulse in this draft. Starting out with the Caves of Koilos again. My opponent is brave, but foolish. Draw land, so guaranteed casting Chief of the Foundry. Playing Elvish Visionary, so guaranteed not taking extra damage to this Thornbow Archer, which is nice. And got a hold of a removal spell, which is also pretty nice. I'm not going to block the Thornbow Archer with the Elvish Visionary. I feel like that would be foolish. Also, my opponent is at 7 minutes. You're playing Elves. How do you go to 7 minutes? My opponent is not attacking with their Thornbow Archer. I see how it is. I'll play this Chief of the Foundry. So, suck it. Inviting your opponent to suck it. The most painful burns. Okay, another white source. If I miss my 4th land drop, I'm going to be a little sad. Citadel Castellan, okay. Alright, well, Acolyte of the Inferno, you're fine, I guess. I mean, you're not a land. I bet you dollars to donuts my opponent has a frickin'... maybe not. I was gonna say, the knife, a throwing knife. So, are they splashing for Cyril Castellan? Okay. Like, it's strong, but I don't think it's splash me strong. I think should my opponent attack with their Cyril Castellan, I'm going to be double blocking with... Oh, well, I'm going to be jump blocking. With this Elvish Visionary. Oh man, and it has Vigilance, so I can't play Timber Pack Wolf, or I can't attack with the Acolyte of the Inferno. Ugh, this is such bullshit though. This not drawing lands thing. Also, my opponent is at 4 minutes. What the hell have you been doing? Knightly Valor. Oh, Fastward Gorger. Alright. Also acceptable. A block. Jesus Christ. I drew a card. Um... Huh. I've got some interesting blocking options with Timber Pack Wolves. Now I've got less of those. I think I take 5 from the Vastwood Gorger. But seriously, what the hell, opponent? It's not that hard. Um... Okay. I'll take it. Okay. Okay. Sweet. They have a forest on top of their deck. I wish I had a forest on top of my deck. Hey! Got there! Sweet. Took me long enough. Am I right, ladies? I don't want either of these things. This card is bad right now. Also bad. Hey, drew... Not land. Okay, my opponent has a forest in hand, which I know about. I think I triple block this Vastwood Gorger. Like, what's the alternative? Playing Rock Smallers? I could take it again? And then next turn, no. Try that. they have a removal spell, I'm so boned. Oh, okay. Cool. Damages. Fantastic. My opponent is at 1 minute. What the what? Hope whatever they play I can kill with Lightning Javelin. I could do that. Or... yeah, I think I'm gonna kill it with Lightning Javelin because if I scry into a land, I can play Hitchclaw, Recluse, and Subterranean Scout next turn. Hey, land. I'm just kind of giving up on, like, casting the Skyraker Giant. Probably one of my worst possible draws, by the way. And I mean, I'm at 13. My opponent's at 40 seconds, opponent. Maybe their internet connection is bad. If that's the case, I apologize for getting so, like, yelly. But seriously. Probably in for an alpha here. Block. Alright, Nantuko Husk. The perfect thing for Subterranean Scout to block. Ha! Got there. Sorry, opponent. Let's see. It's not gonna let me draw cards? Oh my goodness. What? This is ridiculous. Oh, okay. I mean, I had 19 minutes, and so there's like... yeah, okay. So it makes sense, but still. Return to game. Let's see if I can draw extra cards. Nope. Alright, well anyway, I will see you in round 2. Got there.